The disparity between income and the cost of properties nowadays is insane. It's, I want to say, an all-time high, but I don't have the math sitting right in front of me. I need to do a video later this week, kind of going over that. But what are some tips that can help you deal with said situation? Well, first tip I have is to go down, hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to stay up to date with all of our content. And if you happen to like the chat, well, go ahead and like the video as well. On a more serious note, I got, we'll say three ways that you can help to. It's not a fix. I don't know the best way that you would fix it, but it is a way to help yourself get a leg up. So, way number one to get into a property in today's day and age is, sorry, my goodness, something in my eye, is to team up with someone or someone's. Now, the thought of owning a property with someone else, especially someone you're not in, maybe, a romantic relationship with or something, might seem a little off or a little daunting, but you're combining incomes. You're effectively almost, you're increasing the amount of money that you can spend on a property and how much money you can acquire for a mortgage substantially just by doubling the amount of people on title. So that is one good example. Obviously, before you get into something like that, you want to make sure you trust the person. I would highly recommend, even if it was my best friend, I would probably put a contract in place, just making sure everything is laid out. That way, neither party gets taken advantage of. Second would be to look for an income property. Now, I'm not talking to purchase the investment and not live in it, but to say it's a duplex, for instance. You've got the main level and then the basement as a separate apartment. So you can do it one of two ways. First off, the fact that it is an income property means that you can use at least a portion of the income as your own when applying for the mortgage. So you're able to essentially, swing up into a slightly higher bracket if it's an income property. And then once you have it, well, you can make the decision of, okay, do I want to have the conveniences of living on the main floor in the duplex instance, and then rent out the basement for maybe a little bit less? Or do I personally take the hit, live in the basement, and get more money per month out of my rental by renting out the top? So that is second way. And again, I'm not saying that these are inexpensive by any means, but it is at least something, you know. Third and finally is something that more and more people are just doing, and that's just not buying. There are many people who are perfectly fine with just being renters. They have no interest in owning their own house. And there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, everyone's free to do what they want. And having a place to live is certainly better than not. But there are some things to caution people of before they take this route, which is that more often than not, your rent is probably going to be greater than the mortgage payments on the house. Most renters, if not all renters, could afford the monthly payments on a property. It's just getting to the point that, like, with a down payment and a deposit, that you're like, there's no room to save easily with the cost of life, right? So you're stuck with renting. Well, like I said, perfectly fine. Make sure you are in a good spot, you're comfortable. The longer you stay in a place, the better off you're going to be. You don't want to be hopping around frequently, because then you will get essentially updated contracts, updated leases every time. And so, excuse me, you can only update the price on, you can increase the price of a rental unit or a rental contract. I think it's 2% every year. However, anytime there's a new contract, so you're moving in for the first time, the previous people paid something outrageously low, $1,500 for like a 2-bedroom basement apartment, because they've been in there for a while. Well, you are now a new contract. They don't have to abide by the 2% increase. They can set the price at whatever they want and go from there. So in the long run, you're going to probably pay less if you're going to be renting for a while, just to stay in one spot. And make the place your own. Obviously, you can't necessarily do structural stuff, but I've been into way too many rental properties where people don't have any pride of, I say pride of ownership. You don't own it, but you live there, right? So just because you don't own it, you're just renting it, doesn't mean it can't be a good alternative to owning a property. So, speaking of a good alternative to owning a property, it's not really that good of an just go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all of our content. I keep saying our content. I should just say my content at this point, because Dad says he's coming back at some point. He's been saying it for weeks now. And make sure to hit the like button. But yeah, let me know down below, down in the comments, what you think. It's tough. Like, yes, I'm in real estate, and I know that we're the bad guys, but I'm trying to buy a house too, and my situation is equally as off. I think when I put the video out later, you guys are going to be, it's crazy, the situation that we're in. But that's as negative as a video as I guess I'm going to put out on a Monday morning. So take care, you guys, and I will see you in the next one.